Well, Blizzard, you made a good game. Good. Diablo 4, good game. Definitely good. Better than Diablo 3? Time will tell. Definitely, when Diablo 3 first came out, better than that, without question. But Diablo 4 has a lot of issues that really need to get shorn up. Obviously, if this was an indie product, then most of what I'm saying would be praise. But this is not an indie product. This is the result of a very high budget studio making a very high budget project, and somehow, with all the money that you could handle to be able to do something like this, you cut every corner you could. You made something that was so lacking in heart that it insults the memory of the games that came before it. And I don't understand why. Like Diablo 3, there's a lot of bad that can be said about Diablo 3. But Diablo 3 still had heart. Diablo 3 was still designed in a way where, you understood that they were trying something new, that they were trying to evolve past Diablo 2, and they failed at that, but they were trying. This is so safe. Diablo 4 is so incredibly safe. This is combining the design conceits of World of Warcraft, Diablo 2, and Diablo 3 into a game where none of those things feel like they work together. I don't understand who the person was who thought, hey, we believe that if we design the story so that it's something that the Diablo 2 fan base would really get behind, and the gameplay to where it's something that the World of Warcraft and Diablo 3 community would get behind, then we'd have something good. But that's not how you should design a game like this. You should have designed it as, let's design it as a game that the Diablo 2 community would get behind, and then design the story as something that the World of Warcraft and Diablo 3 community would get behind. And then by doing it that way, you have what happened with, original Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Resurrected. And you have a lot of people who go, hey, I never played Diablo 2, but everyone says it's like the best game ever. I should try it. And they did. You had so many new players come in. You had so many new players come in at a time where you didn't deserve new players. You had people coming in at a time where people were abandoning you in droves. When people were saying, yo, Blizzard's gotta go. Blizzard is the most toxic place on earth. The things that happen to the people who work there are unpalatable. It is something that cannot be allowed. And during that time, people still went and bought the shit out of Diablo 2 Resurrected. During that time. And yeah, you spent time trying to fix your image and fix a lot of the issues that were going on in your company since then. And a lot of it's still there. You still got a lot of stuff that you still got to fix up. But with your improved image, you chose to bring out this game instead of bringing out something that should have been made to appeal to that same audience. You should have designed this to be the game that Diablo 2 players wanted to play. And I'm not saying that you should have made it to where it's the next Path of Exile. I'm not saying go that far. I'm saying you make it a game where it has the same design philosophies that went into Diablo 2. Where it's all about, drop in, drop out. You go in, you do your, you do your little quest. You get some, you kill a bunch of monsters, you get loot. You level up, you invest in your build. Then you turn off the game, and the next time you play, you do something similar again. But this game doesn't feel like that. This game feels like World of Warcraft. This game feels like, okay, I'm on a quest chain, and I need to complete this to go to do this, and to go to do this, to go and do this. And where it should feel like you're going bop, 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 it feels like you're going bop. What was I doing? Oh yeah, bop. And I need to, oh yeah, bop. Yeah, that's how this game feels. This game feels like you are on a constant routine of, all right, let me get back to this place so I can go and figure out the next thing I need to do so that I can go to this place, so that I can figure out the next thing I need to do so I can go to this place. Like, you know, like an action RPG should never feel like that. An action RPG should always feel like I went here and now I'm like, my goal is to get here. All right, I got here. I killed all the stuff between over there and over here, and now I'm going here. And now I killed every other stuff between there and there, and now I'm going here. Like, that's how every action RPG in the style of Diablo should feel. Every single one. No, they should never feel different from that, because the whole point of these games is for you to be going, go. That's how these games are meant to be played. You know, like, it's not about, like, you know, like, oh, is your build system deep enough to, you know, for like a community to build around. That's not what these games are about. Like, you know, is it cool that, you know, there are so many abilities for each class in Diablo 2? Yes, it's very cool. Is it cool that so many years later people are still figuring things out with that game? Yes, that's very cool. The depth is great, but you don't need to have that for a game like that to become a cultural phenomenon. You know, like, you don't need to have that. What you do need to have is something that feels great to play. And this game doesn't feel great to play. There are so many things that you put in here. They're like, why is this here? Why are you constantly stopping me from moving forward? Why do you have these things that lock me down and I have to break them so I can keep moving? Why do you have the flies that, you know, they slow you so you have to kill them so you can keep moving? You know, why do you have so many things that prevent you from going? You know, you have the stuns and the dazes and the knockdowns and all this shit that doesn't need to be here. And you guys know better than this. You know that this stuff doesn't work in this type of game. I mean, in Diablo 3, the thing that people, other than the bugs, the thing that people were the most upset about with that game were when they went to the next difficulty and all of a sudden, you know, you had like the mortars, you know, like the you had the champion mod that made it that, you know, like when the little firebomb dropped down, you instantly died. Just instantly died because of the thing, and it was so overtuned that it was ridiculous. You know, that if you didn't have all of your defenses as high as possible by the time you got to that point, then you just instantly just died. And that was something that, you know, was like it was something that needed to be addressed in that game. But even that is nowhere near as bad as what you did here. Like, that thing that was an obvious oversight in in how the game was balanced was not as bad as having every, you know, like, with half the enemies in the game have an ability to just either stop you in your tracks or slow you down. You know, that doesn't feel good in a game like this, because the point is to dot. That's the game. It's the whole point of the game. You want to have people keep on moving, keep moving forward, always moving forward. And you want them to get to the end game as soon as they can, so they can go be, you know, they can do, you know, like their bail run equivalents. You know, their you know, what's her name? Their countess equivalents. You know, they do their, you know, do the stuff that they like. They do the content that they like to do. And honestly, in this game, you can't even do the stuff you like to do. I mean, this is such a weird thing. I mean, even if if there were any bosses, like any of the actual story bosses that someone actually liked, they can't even go back to do those, because your game isn't designed for that. You didn't design your game so you could actually rerun the story stuff. It's only built so you can rerun the dungeons. And then, why? Like, why is it that the generic bosses are the ones you want people to want to refight? Because none of them are any fun. You know, what's it called? The goat one, the undead goat thing. Like, I can't even remember the name of it. I fought it so many times, and I can't even remember the name of it. Like, well, why is it that you have to fight that so many times? Why do you have to fight the Bloodlord or whatever it was called so many times? Why do you have to why does this game have so few bosses? Like, where are all the bosses? And what did you spend? Like, did all the budget for this game go into the cutscene that you get when you're in the Burning Hells? Like, was everything spent on that? Is that why, we seem to be missing so much? Yeah, I believe that as time goes on, this game is going to get better. I believe this game is designed to get better as time goes on. I believe that, like, and I've said this for a while now, I believe that you guys intentionally made this game as low effort as possible so that you can constantly improve it with all of the quality of life that is clearly missing here. The people will always be saying that, hey, this game's better now, this game's better now. Every update, this game's better now. And that's cool, but for someone like me, I'm never going to play this game again. Once I'm done, like once I've gone and played through your end game, I'm going to play through with each of your 5 classes. And then I am never playing this game again. I'm not playing your seasons. Like I never did it with Diablo 3, I'm not going to do it with this. Because this game is not fun. Not in the way that the other games are. Like Diablo 3, I think is a much funner game than this. Diablo 3, I grinded every single character up to max level. Every single one. Which you can do very fast in Diablo 3, which is why I didn't have any issue with doing that. But this game, I know I'm not going to have fun doing that. But I'm still going to try to see how far I can go in pushing my characters to as high a level as I think I can get them before it drives me crazy. Just to see it. I just want to see it, even though I know that it's not going to be a fun thing to do. And does that mean that you guys made a game that is fun enough to make me want to do that? Not really. It's not that this game is fun enough to make you want to do that. It's that I have personally crafted enough builds that I want to see them in action before I say, you know what, I'm done with Diablo 4. That's the only reason. Like, whoever designed your skill tree and Paragon boards, like they did a good enough job that I'm interested in trying out the things that I've seen on the online build calculators to see how far I can get in those. Like how broken a build I can get doing that. Even though I don't really feel like it's gonna feel like that because your game isn't designed to be a proper action RPG. Your game is designed to be like World of Warcraft, where it's not you're actually getting stronger, it's that you got this better stuff, and that makes it that the stuff that you were fighting before, this stuff is that stuff now. You have equivalents to what you were fighting before because you upgraded your gear. Like that's the way this game is designed. And that's bad design for an action RPG. An action RPG should always feel like, hey, I got this stuff, I got to this point in my build, and I got to this point where all the equipment that I found, that now I can do this, and because I can do this, like I know that I can fight enemies in a different way than I've been fighting them. And I can defeat them faster than I was able to defeat them before, even though I'm still going to be running into roadblocks that are going to take me longer than others because of the way my build is set, where I've kind of focused on doing these kinds of damage types. It's going to take me a little longer against those kind of enemies, but I'm still going to overall get through content faster because of how my build has progressed. This game isn't like that. Even though I created this druid build where I can do this super hurricane that makes it that I have like pretty good damage going. This isn't like I have been running the exact same, skill set, I suppose, since before I started Act 2. So Act 2 through the end of the game, I ran the exact same skills. I never changed anything. I put the poison thing into my build when I got high enough level that I could get poison into the build in a way that seemed like it might work out. But that didn't end up actually really adding anything to my build. There wasn't really a change to the build. And in the end, I was still just doing the exact same thing I was doing before I started Act 2. So the entire game, I used the exact same skill set. And nothing changed. And I had no reason to change anything. Something to think about. Yeah. But, if I hated your game, I wouldn't bother saying any of this. Not that I believe anyone from Blizzard would ever see this. This is for me to vent my frustration and for me to offer my praise to the developers of these games when I get to this point in my process. So, if someone from Blizzard happens to watch this, please consider what I'm saying. Please, offer up the criticism that the community has about the way this game is designed. Obviously, it's already gone too far. There aren't enough changes that can be made with the game that we have for everything that is wrong with this game to be addressed. But you can still make the game better. You make the game better than what it is, and that's all we want. Just continue making the game better, and I'm sure that the people who love this game are going to love it for a very long time. People like me aren't going to have a reason to complain about it, even though we're not playing it anymore. And as long as we follow our hearts, I suppose, our gaming hearts, we're going to be all right. That's it for my review of Diablo 4. But once again, thanks for stopping by. If you like this episode, man, talk about RPGs, and you enjoyed the playthrough, and I appreciate doing my YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, be Victus, Buyers and Numerous, and bye.